parents, so this semester, quarter 3 and 4, we will be doing some daily fluency and dictation homework. So I wanted to show you how both of those things work so that you're more comfortable with your student and so that things at home and at school are cohesive. So we do fluency and dictation every day. It's part of our phonics first, and the kids are used to it by now. We started it probably mid first quarter, so we've been doing it for a while. But we use a strategy called pounding and tapping to separate the sounds in a word to be able to understand what to write and how to spell. So in your daily homework, I'm going to send home a sheet that looks like this. And at the top, it tells you which lesson we're covering, and that'll be what we're covering for the week. So the kids will be reinforced at school and at home. So hopefully it will result in more, a firmer grasp, which they already have a firm grasp. They're doing amazing. I'm so proud of them. But as we go along, things are going to be getting more difficult, more challenging, and I also want you to experience the excitement of seeing your child's ability grow at home as well. So I'm going to have a sheet that will have a couple of dictation words each night and a couple of fluency words. So dictation is going to be you'll give them the word and they'll spell it. Fluency will be you'll show them the word and they'll read it. Okay, so the way dictation works is I'm going to be the student and the parent, kind of, to show you how it works, okay? So you're going to need this sheet so that you know what word to tell them. They're going to need a pencil and a piece of handwriting paper. And I'll send this home, one sheet of paper or maybe two, depending on what I notice they need in their homework packet, okay? So they're going to hold their pencil in the hand that they write with. I'm right-handed, so I'm holding it in my right hand. Then they're going to have their pounder with their other hand, okay? So you'll give them a word. Obviously, they're not going to be looking at the word because they're going to try to spell it so they can't see it. But you'll say the word kid, okay? So let me take off my watch because it gets a little loud. They'll pound the word, the whole word, kid. Then they're going to flatten their hand. Now we read from left to right. So they're going to start with their left finger, and they're going to separate the sounds k, I, d. And then they're going to write it. What sound makes the k? The K. Now, this week is particularly confusing because K and C both say the same thing. But we have this neat little graph, this chart or this picture. It's a C for cat. It has A eyes, an O nose, and a U mouth. So if the rule is, if you have an O, an A, or a U, you use a C at the beginning. If you have an I or an E, you can use a K. So all the words we're going to be giving them will have K. We don't want to mix up the K and the C just yet because they're going to be getting used to it. So they're going to pound the whole word, kid, flatten their hand from left to right, k, I, d. Then they'll write it, K, I, and if they forget what the last sound is, they can go back and pound it again. Kid, k, I, d, O, D. Okay, so my last letter will be D. Okay, so they'll have written the word kid. Okay, now if your child is left-handed, they will hold the pencil in their left hand. They will pound with their right hand, but instead of starting with their pinky, they're going to start with their thumb, because you want to always read from left to right. If we're going k, I, d, then the D, it looks like it goes first because that's the closest to the paper. So we want to make sure that, or not closest to the paper, but it's like the one that's left to right. Okay, so for right-handed, you start with your pinky because you'll use your left hand. For left-handed writers, you start with your thumb because we're reading from left to right. Okay? Let me do one more to show you another example, just so you're familiar with it. Okay, the word is kit, 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 k, I, t. Okay, so I'm going to write it. K, k, I, t, kit. Okay, kit. And you're going to want to make sure that they wrote the word the right way. You can even write it along with them, and you can show them your copy and see if they're the same. We call that the clean copy. So I always write on we use a whiteboard and an expo marker. I always write my own word, and then they'll write their word, and then we'll show it to each other, and we'll see if they got the same answer as me. And then sometimes I might even write the wrong answer to see if they can catch my error, which they always do, of course. So then for fluency, you're gonna have the word in front of them. Okay, so there's I'll give you some examples of some fluency or some words to use. Okay, so if they have kid, which was our first word, you're not gonna do dictation and fluency. You can, but at the beginning you wanna do some for fluency and some for dictation. So if I have kid, I don't wanna just look at it and try to read the word kid. I want to sound out every letter. K-I-D, kid. K-it, kit. Okay, because we're trying to help them realize that each letter makes a sound, and then when it's blended, like the blending is the hard part for them. So they can sound them all out perfectly fine, but then going back to the beginning and making all those letters go together into a cohesive word, it's a really difficult skill. And the more advanced things become, the more crucial it is that they have the skill of blending like internalized, okay? So we want to make sure that they're sounding it out and blending together, okay? And this cannot be done with sight words, obviously, because sight words are supposed to be recognized just by sight. You can't sound them out. Most of the time they don't follow the rules. You have to just recognize them. So we don't want to be we never pound and tap with sight words. Sight words are from memory. So please don't do this with sight words, but definitely practice sight words. They should be seeing them, they should be reading them, they should be spelling them, but you just give them the word like, and they'd have to say L-I-K-E, like, and write it. They cannot pound and tap a sight word. I'm also going to give you probably 1 or 2 sentences a week to dictate with them. So the one sentence might be, Kim is a kid. So throughout the week, we're going to be using the K sound because that's our focus sound for the week. So our homework practice will also be with the K to bridge the gap between the home and school and, you know, make sure everything's cohesive. Okay, so Kim is a kid. So you're going to get them to say it with you 3 times so that they're familiar with what the sentence is. Kim is a kid. So our first word, Kim. Kim. K-I. I'm going to write it and make sure that they're using proper sentence structure too, and sentence, you know, capital letter, period, spacing. That's very important, that they are doing those things. It's not just about spelling it correctly, it's about having a complete sentence with all of the components, okay? So Kim, K-I, capital K, I-M. Next word, Kim is. Okay, that's a sight word. I just have to know it. Space, because it's a new word, I-S. Kim is a. Kim is a kid. A is my next word. Make sure I have a space in between. We usually use 2 fingers, or we have spacing buddies, so you can get like a popsicle stick, anything that has like a large enough space for them to use. But hopefully they'll eventually learn how to properly space without needing a tool. But I can just use 2 fingers. Kim is a, just a. Kim is a kid, K-I-D. K-I-D. Now let me make sure that I wrote my complete sentence before I put my period. Kim is a kid. That was my sentence, so I'm going to add my period. And then make sure to show them a clean copy or to check their work and to provide them with any feedback that they need. For now, I think that's it, and hopefully this is helpful. Please make sure to ask any questions that you have so that you're comfortable. But I'm really excited. I think you're going to really love the new homework that I have coming out for you, and all the other things that are new for 2023. And please know, all of your children are doing incredible, and I just know that this is going to be a fabulous second half of kindergarten. So thank you so much for all of your support and for all of your work at home and for your encouragement of your children. And I'm excited for you to see their growth.